Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at noon starts now.
Well, we've got drips on the windshield and we have rain moving through the area. Wet weather starting to wind down.
Plus, the Detroit Public Schools and the Education Achievement Authority addressed the 2016 Priority Schools list.
No one should be satisfied with schools that are underperforming. It's not okay. It's not okay for kids, and it's not okay for this community.
How officials are trying to solve the problem. But first, we begin with breaking news from Washington, where President Trump has officially signed notice to withdraw the U.S. from the Trans-Pacific Partnership trade deal. We're going to get more details on that coming up in just a little bit. And we're also following breaking news from Southwest Detroit. That's where police are on the scene of a semi-crash on I-75. It's in the southbound lanes of 75 right near Schaefer. You can see here police and road crews have parts of the right lanes blocked off as they work to remove this truck from the highway. There's no word yet on what caused the crash or if there are any other injuries. Also topping our news at noon, the Detroit Public Schools Community District and the Education Achievement Authority announced a new plan to improve some of its at-risk schools. And this all comes after the state's 2016 Priority Schools list identified 79 DPS, CD, and EAA schools that are in need of improvement. Our Rod Maloney is joining us live now this afternoon with a look at the plan to improve schools. Rod?
Well, you know, Evrod, here's the thing. The list that came out that you were talking about on Friday kind of slid under the radar because of the inauguration events and so forth. And so one of the things that's transpired here is that there are 36 schools in the city of Detroit, both EAA and also City of Detroit public schools, that are considered so bad that they need to be closed down by the state. And so the question becomes, what becomes of the children in those schools, and do all 36 need to be closed? And that's one of the things that they're working on, and in fact, this is something that they've been working on since last October. And so Alicia Merriweather, the interim school superintendent, had a little meeting today to sort of look forward to what it is that needs to happen in Detroit public schools as a way for them to be able to cope with the situation. So let's hear from her about the list that was put out on Friday and where the district is headed.
I'm not standing here saying don't close failing schools. What I'm standing here saying is give us an opportunity to continue implementing things that we've seen showing promising predictive outcomes. And for places that are not showing outcomes, let's acknowledge that something totally different needs to be done.
Now, one of the things that she and the EAA superintendents say that they're working on, because the EAA is joining with Detroit Public Schools as of July 1st, is that they need to figure out things that are being done in other big cities like the city of Detroit. Indianapolis is one of them, that they can look at and start using some of the information from those districts. And so next week, they're going to be bringing in from Massachusetts, from Indianapolis, school district people to talk about the things that work in their cities to see if perhaps they could be implemented here. And in the meantime, they're saying that it's not likely that all of the schools on the school closing list will in fact close. In fact, they're saying that it's probably a sizable number of them will stay open. But we'll keep looking, we'll keep working on this. We'll have a further update coming up on Local 4 News at 5. Reporting live in Detroit, Rod Maloney, Local 4.
All righty, Rod, thank you. Turning our attention back to President Donald Trump now. Today is the first official work day at the White House. And as we told you at the top of the newscast, the president is starting withdrawal from the proposed Trans-Pacific Partnership trade deal. Also, in the few hours, he pledged to cut taxes and regulations in a meeting with business leaders.
We are going to be cutting taxes massively for both the middle class and for companies, and that's massively.
Later today, there is a lot happening. We're expecting new executive orders, the president's first meeting with congressional leaders, debate, and a vote on his choice for CIA director. There was also a lawsuit filed against the president.
Clerk will call the roll.
Today, Congress is expected to spend hours debating Kansas Congressman Mike Pompeo before voting on his nomination as CIA director.
They're doing little political games with me.
Some Democrats are concerned about Pompeo's views on waterboarding, privacy, and surveillance.
Pompeo is going to have huge power. And there are issues that have been very vexing to the Congress.
Still vexing the White House, reports of inauguration crowd counts lower than President Obama's.
Sean Spicer, our press secretary, gave alternative facts to that. But the point remains.
Wait a minute. Alternative facts?
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
White House staffers, freshly sworn in, get to work today. The president is expected to sign executive orders this week on trade, national security, healthcare, and immigration, but not deporting hundreds of thousands of children brought to the U.S. illegally.
I think we're going to work with House and Senate leadership as well to get a long-term solution on that issue.
The president is expected to meet with Democrats and Republicans at the White House tonight as he prepares for international meetings, starting with British Prime Minister Theresa May Friday. And after a phone call with Israel's Prime Minister, the White House confirmed early discussions about possibly moving the U.S. Embassy to Jerusalem, something the U.S. has put off for decades. We're going to have more on that coming up. And right now we want to get to breaking news that we're following for you this afternoon out of Houston. That's where we just learned former President George H.W. Bush will be moved from the ICU at the Houston Methodist Hospital. His wife Barbara has been discharged from the facility. The Bush's doctor said that both are doing well. The former president, I should say, was hospitalized about a week ago after he was experiencing breathing complications from pneumonia. His wife was later admitted for bronchitis. Doctors say that President Bush is breathing well, even joking around a bit and having fun with his doctors and nurses. So we do wish him well. There's new information this afternoon after a car slams into a medical transport van, killing a passenger on Detroit's west side. This happened this morning, actually, on McNichols, right by the Southfield Freeway. Police tell us a 37-year-old driver of this car that you see here was going to report a break-in at his business when he made an illegal U-turn. That's when he slammed into the transport van. The 61-year-old passenger in the van was taken to a hospital where she was pronounced dead. Police have not released her name. Turning to the forecast now, we experienced a lot of fog over the weekend. Brandon, now tracking some rain in our area. Hopefully that fog is moving out.
Yeah, and we're going to look back at some real crazy weather as well, just to put things into perspective for you. While we had the fog, severe weather in parts of the deep south. So we have nothing to complain about. They were ravaged by storms. More than 40 reported tornadoes killing at least 20 people. The storms moving eastward from Louisiana into South Carolina, Georgia, parts of Florida, and the aerial shots show the extent to the damage from neighborhoods to mobile home parks completely blown away. Serious severe weather down south. This shows just what happened on Sunday. We had 36 tornado reports on Saturday, another 5 or 6 reported on Sunday. So it was a wild weekend. Right now, they are also tracking the chance for some severe weather down in parts of Florida, although the strongest lines have gone through there, and it looks like a little bit more calm weather is headed into the deep south. What about our weather here? Well, let's get a look at it. Believe it or not, the rain showers that we're getting out there connected to the same weather maker in the deep south. So we will continue to see some rain showers here over the next probably hour or so, and then things will really start to wrap up almost exclusively, but not completely dry through the afternoon. 43 at Metro Airport, that's it. 42 in Ann Arbor, it's 40 in Flint, but we do have some upper 30s in some of our north zone. You see the wet weather is coming at us from the east. The center of that storm way down south, pulling moisture off the Atlantic in waves, and this wave right here is starting to dry out from east to west. So again, over the next hour or two, things will really start to dry out. There is a little bit of a boundary set up here on our far west side that could continue to get some late afternoon showers, but a lot of this down south will continue to pull elsewhere and not feed more moisture into our area. So that rain is moving through, almost done here, and then it becomes a lot more scattered through the afternoon. What about the rest of your forecast? And a look ahead at when winter returns. We've got you covered here on the air in about 7 minutes, but in the meantime, you can get your 4-zone weather anytime. Find your zone, find your 7-day forecast on the weather tab of clickondetroit.com.
Brandon, thank you. Still to come here at noon, a mystery illness. There's an investigation underway after dozens of students fall ill at a college. We'll tell you where this happened. Plus, behind bars, a second suspect in a deadly shooting that shook up a Texas mall is arrested. Will charges be on the way?
We're talking about something epic. that new construction on I-75 downriver. I'm on my way into MDOT right now to talk to Diane Cross, the traffic boss, so she can help us navigate what's coming sooner rather than later. I'll see you today at 4. On First at 4.
And right now we are continuing to follow the breaking news from Southwest Detroit, where a semi-accident is making for a slow go on I-75 this afternoon. You're looking at the southbound lanes of I-75 right there at Schaefer. And right now, police and crews have parts of the right lanes blocked as they try and get this semi-truck out of the way. There's no word on what caused the crash yet or if there are any injuries, but of course we're monitoring it for you, and we'll be back after this. Police in San Antonio have 2 suspects in custody in an armed robbery and fatal shooting outside of a San Antonio mall. After 2 men robbed a jewelry store, 2 witnesses tried to stop them. One was shot and killed, but the other, who legally was carrying a gun, shot and injured the suspect. That wounded suspect was arrested at the scene, but the second was arrested a short time later. Police video, as you can see here, showed him being taken to jail. He and the other suspect who was injured, they'll both be charged with murder. President Trump has promised to move the U.S. Embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem, something that his administration is now discussing. NBC's Matt Bradley reports on the warnings from the Palestinian government.
And I really do. I appreciate we'll get
Donald Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu spoke on the phone yesterday, making Benjamin Netanyahu one of the first foreign leaders to actually address President Trump directly. Now, they didn't discuss this embassy move, moving the U.S. Embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem, but there's already so many signs that Netanyahu's administration has been emboldened by the Trump presidency. Just hours before that phone call, Israeli authorities announced 500 fresh settlement blocks in Palestinian East Jerusalem. Now, these settlements have been ongoing. They've been really going on for decades, and they've been a major detriment to peace. But moving the embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem, that would really be a game changer. And many people here in Palestinian East Jerusalem are fearful that it would spark violence of the kind that we've seen repeatedly over the past several decades. So now if Trump does go ahead with the move, he really just has to do nothing. It's been 20 years since Congress passed a law enjoining the president to move the embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. Israelis and Palestinians both consider this their capital. And Palestinians say that if the U.S. goes ahead and recognizes this as the capital of Israel, it would just set the peace process back by about 20 years from before the Oslo Accords. And they're saying that if they do that, that they will withdraw their recognition of the state of Israel. And there's really no telling what that could lead to. The 2 leaders are supposed to meet next month, and we'll probably hear more about it then. Back to you.
Over 200 people got sick from a mystery illness at a college in Canada. And despite the best efforts by the school, nobody has been able to find out where it came from.
The source of the illness has not yet been determined. We're encouraging good hygiene, asking them to act as we do every season where we see illnesses like this in residents.
Now, health officials in Toronto say that they haven't found any significant food safety problems at the college, but as a precaution, the school itself has stopped all self-service food options. All right, still to come here at noon, under investigation, Yahoo being probed this afternoon. We'll have the reason for you coming up.
And taking a look at the radar here, still have these rain showers on top of us, especially in our north and west zones. But you can see an unusual weather pattern coming at us from the east, starting to dry things up. Very spring-like out there now. We'll show you a return to winter coming up.
They escaped the dangers of their homeland looking for safety for their children.
There is no place safe in Syria, and we cannot work. And even there is no school for our children.
Hundreds, even thousands of Syrian families resettled here in Metro Detroit.
Life is better than before.
Syrian refugees. You'll hear from them firsthand how they risked their lives so that their children might have a fighting chance tonight at 11.
Taking a look from our Windsor camera across the river to Detroit. Yes, drips and drops, but fewer drips and drops out there, so we're starting to dry things out a little bit. The airport over in Romulus still getting a few more drips and drops, 43 degrees. Once these drips and drops start going away, we should start to see temperatures bump up about 3 or 4 degrees as we head through the middle afternoon. Northeast winds are at 9 and visibility is down to about 2 miles, and could be even less than that if you get a decent pocket of rain, especially again on our west side. But through the day today, about 46, 47 degrees. The rain kind of ending for most of us, and even sooner than that on the east side is the weather going east to west instead of west to east today. A few more spotty showers in our far west zone, maybe more like parts of Jackson County up into Livingston County over toward Lansing. Tonight, maybe an isolated shower or two, but things should be mostly dry. Overnight tonight, 38 degrees, and even as we head into the day tomorrow, an isolated shower or two in the morning and then mostly dry conditions. Here's the look at what we're dealing with. The wet weather down across the southeast, bringing severe weather there, pulling Atlantic moisture up our way, and you can see parts of Lapeer, Oakland, Livingston, Washtenaw, Lenawee County still getting wet, and I think it's going to be this sort of I-69 corridor through the later afternoon where more rain just sort of sets up. The stuff that we're tracking out here to the south and east going in a couple of different directions, so a chunk of this out of Pittsburgh is heading the wrong way. We're not looking getting into any of that. And then we have this section coming out of West Virginia. It looks like most of that is going north, so it's not necessarily pinwheeling into our area. So most of the heavier rain showers again on their way out. Still dealing with flooding rains and heavy mountain snow out west, and eventually we start getting some of that cold air back in here. Not today, tomorrow, or Wednesday for that matter. It's going to be more like Thursday. Here's 5 o'clock in the model again showing this little zone here, a trough setting up, just a little extension of low pressure right over that I-69 corridor, and that's where the evening showers mainly are. Tomorrow, here's 7:30 in the morning and still a little zone of showers. After that, it's all dry, still cloudy and low 40s. Wednesday, another round of wet weather. This is spotty showers, maybe a little wintry mix in our north zone. Our last sort of warmish day as temps fall into the 20s and 30s by Thursday, Friday, and we'll track a few flakes toward the end of the week. Evrod.
Let's turn now to a Help Me Hank consumer alert for you, as Yahoo is under investigation for waiting to announce 2 massive data breaches. According to the Wall Street Journal, Yahoo is under fire after failing to report data breaches in 2013 and 2014. The breaches are believed to have affected over 1 billion people. And at this point, it's unclear what penalties Yahoo will face as the company is cooperating with the investigation. Still to come here at noon, affordable and adorable rescue, I should say. Firefighters saved nearly 200 pigs from a burning barn. And we've got the video that you just can't miss. Keep it here.
Replay song.
All right, finally, before we go here at noon, we want to show you this video. It's been going viral, and it's from Russia. This video of Russian firefighters saving nearly 200 pigs from a burning barn. Check this out.
Well, those little piggies went wee to safety. Russian officials say a majority of the pigs were saved from the fire, although they weren't easy to carry out.
Well, luckily, everyone was able to get out before that barn eventually collapsed, and thankfully none of them were home. Can you imagine if all those pigs were caught in that fire?
Well, what are you thinking? Easter dinner type of thing?
Wow. We'll leave you on that note.
Did you see the chain gang they had going? They're getting the pigs out.
See ya.